Good evening, children. Welcome to YEP Master, the school foundation program. I am your chemistry teacher, you know that, and we are started discussing about the kinetic molecular theory of gases. Okay. In the previous class, we have gone through some of the postulates, and there we have discussed that the molecules will be in random motion, the molecules will collide with one another, they also collide with the walls of the container, and thereby the pressure is exerted by the gas. So, we know that in the case of gas molecules, the particles are separated by large distances, no attractive force and no repulsive forces are operating, and one more concept that is given is the volume occupied by the gas is generally negligible when compared to the total volume of the gas. Okay. So, these are the points which we have discussed, and based on that we have even gone for deriving the equation. So, as I told you in the previous class that the mathematical component that is going to be used in deriving this equation is little complicated. So, it is beyond the foundation level. So, therefore, we have we can directly write the formula from these postulates, the kinetic molecular theory postulates. We can derive the equation, the product of pressure and volume is equal to 1 by 3 m into n into c square, where P is the pressure of the gas, okay, V is the volume of the gas, and here m is the mass of one gas molecule, n is the number of gas molecules, c is taken as the root mean square velocity. So, this is one of the velocity, okay, for the gas molecules. And here if we are going to consider it for 1 mole, for 1 mole of gas if I am going to consider. So, what we know, we know that whenever we say 1 mole, we say that it contains 0.22 into 10 to the power of 23 particles. So, this is what we have discussed while we are dealing the Avogadro's law. In case of Avogadro's law, we have come across the equal volumes of all the gases under similar conditions of temperature and pressure will contain equal number of moles or equal number of molecules. So, whenever we say 1 mole, these many number of molecules are present. In terms of if it is an atomic species, in that case these many number of atoms are present. If it is an ionic one, these many number of formula units are going to be present in the given ionic compound. So, this number is taken as Avogadro number. What is Avogadro number? Avogadro number is 6.022 into 10 to the power of 23. Okay. So, 1 mole is defined as the quantity of a substance which contain the particles, as many particles are there present in the case of 12 grams of C12 isotopes. So, when you have taken 12 grams of C12 isotope, if you identify the number of particles present in it, the number of particles are coming out to be 6.022 into 10 to the power of 23 particles. So, these many particles corresponds to 1 mole. Okay. So, here what is given here? Here they have given 1 mole of a gas. So, 1 mole of gas, how many number of particles are present? So, if I take 1 mole of gas, so this gas contain Avogadro number of gas molecules. How many? Avogadro number of gas molecules are present. So, instead of n, as we know, we have just now shown you the PV equal to 1 by 3 m into n into c square, okay, where m is the mass of one gas particle, n is the number of gas particles. Okay. So, if I am taking 1 mole of gas, how many particles are present? These many number of particles are present. So, instead of small n, we are substituting Na, that is Avogadro number. So, that then automatically equation becomes PV equal to 1 by 3 m small m as it is. Instead of small n, we are substituting capital Na, indicating number of molecules, that are Avogadro number of molecules are present in case of 1 mole into C square as it is. Okay. So, here I am substituting n as Na for 1 mole. Why it is so? As we have discussed in the Avogadro law, 1 mole corresponds to, whenever we take 1 mole of a gas, always Avogadro number of gas molecules are going to present. Since Avogadro number of molecules are present, so I am substituting the n value as Na as Na. Okay. Right. Now, if we are taking ideal gas equation, what is ideal gas equation? PV equal to nRT. Okay, we have combined the gas laws and there we have derived the ideal gas equation as PV equal to nRT. Now, if for 1 mole of gas, let us say we have taken a gas, the gas is behaving ideally or the gas is an ideal gas. Let us assume that the gas that is taken is an ideal gas. Okay. So, therefore, if we are writing PV equal to nRT as a equation for the ideal gas, what is ideal gas? The ideal gas is that gas which obeys the gas laws at all conditions of temperature and pressure is taken as ideal gas, right. So, here if I am taking the gas as an ideal, PV equal to nRT, when I am taking 1 mole, so automatically 1 mole means this small n is 1, okay, here n is number of moles, n is 1. So, automatically what it becomes? It becomes PV equal to RT, it becomes PV equal to RT. So, now we have PV equal to RT. So, let me consider the first equation, this is first equation and this is equation number 2. Okay. So, in first case what we have? PV equal to 1 by 3 mn c square, in the second case PV equal to RT. So, in these two equations, equation 1 and equation 2, if we observe, the left hand side LHS is the same. So, what we can do? RHS can be equalized. So, equalizing the RHS. So, therefore, we can write what is RHS here? It is 1 by 3 m na c square. So, I am writing this one. What is the right hand side in this case? RHS for the equation number 2, RHS for equation number 2 is RT. So, I am writing RT. So, 1 by 3 m na c square equal to RT. So, from equation 1 and 2 we can directly write the equation as 1 by 3 m into na into c square equal to RT. Okay, right. Now, what we am doing here? I am multiplying this equation and dividing this equation with 2. I am multiplying this equation and dividing the equation with 2. Let me show you. As we have written this one as 1 by 3 m na c square equal to RT. Okay. Now, if I am multiplying and dividing the equation with 1 by 2, so when I multiply and divide with the 2, equation does not change, right. So, equation will remain the same. I am multiplying with 2 and dividing with 2. So, 2 gets cancelled, I am getting the same equation. So, I am multiplying and dividing this equation with 2 and I am rearranging the terms. I am bringing 1 to the this side and 3 to the 2 to the other side. So, automatically it becomes. So, if I am bringing this 2 to this side, rearranging this one, I can write it as 1 by 2 into 2 by 3 into m into na into c square equal to RT. Okay. So, 1 by 2, 2 by 3 into ma. So, that is what we are getting here. So, multiplying and dividing by 2 on this equation. So, 2 gets cancelled, we get 1 by 3 again, the same equation. Okay. And rearranging the terms, we are getting this. Why we are rearranging it? One more question may come to your mind. What is the need to rearrange it? Now, you can see. We get, this side we get as half mv square. So, half mv square, this is m here, it is should be capital M, that is molecular mass. Okay. So, just now we have derived that as 1 by 2 into 2 by 3 small m into Na into c square equal to RT. Okay. This is the equation what we just now got by dividing and multiplying with 2 and rearranging the terms. Okay. Now, this is what is m here? M is mass of one gas molecule, mass of one gas molecule. Okay. M is small m is mass of one gas molecule. What is capital Na? Capital Na is number of gas molecules, number of gas molecules. So, here what is Na actually? Na is Avogadro number of molecules. Na is Avogadro number of molecule. How many are there in this particular case? We have 6.022 into 10 to the power of 23 gas molecules are there. So, one gas molecule mass into number of molecules will give you molecular mass of the gas, total molecular mass of the gas we are going to get. So, here we can write this as 1 by 2 into 2 by 3 into m. So, these two terms m into Na, m is mass of one gas into total number of gas molecules that are present. So, number of gas molecules into gas of one gas, mass of one gas. I have 100 pens with me, okay. So to get the total cost of the pens, I have to take the cost of one pen into number of pens. So similarly I am doing here, mass of one gas molecule into number of gas molecules. So we get molecular mass, that is M, capital N, okay. The other one is C square. So M into N is replaced with a capital M, this is C square which is equal to RT, okay. So I am bringing this 2 by 3 to this side, I am bringing the 2 by 3 to that side. What happens? It becomes 1 by 2 M C square will be equal to 3 by 2 RT, 3 by 2 RT. What I am doing actually, I have taken the kinetic gas equation, I have taken the ideal gas equation. So since both for 1 mole of gas, LHS on both the equations are same, so I am equalizing the RHS and multiplying and dividing the equation with the 2 and arranging the terms. So and in that case, since 1 mole I have taken, so M into Na becomes the molecular mass of the gas, so it reduces to 1 by 2 mc square. If I am bringing the 2 by 3 to this side, it becomes 3 by 2. Okay. So we know that what is kinetic energy, how we are going to write kinetic energy? Kinetic energy is equal to half mc square, right, mv square, half mv square is kinetic energy. What is v here? Velocity. What is mass? M is mass, okay. So here also if you observe, what is M here? M is the molecular mass of the gas. What is C? It is a velocity, root mean square velocity or root mean square speed. So mass into velocity square and moreover it is 1 by 2. So in order to get this or to convert this one into kinetic energy, I am multiplying and dividing this equation with 2. I think you got idea now, right? Why we are multiplying and dividing the equation with 2, okay. So we are multiplying and dividing the equation with the 2 in order to get this equation, half mc square, half mv square, so that I can write it as a kinetic energy, okay. So here if I am arranging the terms and bringing the value 2 by 3 to this side, becomes 3 by 2 RT. So now it is very clear that from this particular equation, if you observe, so this is half mv square equal to 3 by 2 RT. So half mv square is nothing but, that is half mc square, we can write it as half mc square or half mv square, both are same. C is velocity, V is also velocity, ma, okay. So instead of writing C, we are writing V. So half mv square equal to 3 by RT. So now we can write half mv square is kinetic energy, okay. So kinetic energy equal to 3 by 2 RT per mole, okay. Kinetic energy equal to 3 by 2 RT per mole. If I want to calculate the kinetic energy for a molecule, for suppose if you are taking hydrogen, okay, for 1 mole of hydrogen, the kinetic energy will be calculated as 3 by 2 RT for 1 mole of hydrogen gas, okay. And 1 mole of hydrogen gas contain Avogadro number of hydrogen molecules. How many molecules we have? We have 6.022 into 10 to the power of 23, okay. We have these many number of hydrogen molecules in it, okay. So now if I want to calculate kinetic energy of one gas molecule, in that case what I have to do? I have to divide this equation with Avogadro number. So when I divide this equation with Avogadro number, kinetic energy for one molecule can be calculated. Are you able to follow? Let me explain again. So this is the kinetic energy for one molecule, sorry, 1 mole. We have taken only 1 mole for ideal gas and we have equalized the LHS on two equations 1 and 2, and then we have proceeded in order to get the kinetic energy. So the kinetic energy that we have obtained here is 3 by 2 RT, it is for 1 mole. This is the kinetic energy for 1 mole, okay. So what is the kinetic energy for one molecule? What could be the kinetic energy for one molecule? That is what is the question. For 1 mole, 3 by 2 RT is the kinetic energy. For one molecule, what is kinetic energy? Okay. And we know that 1 mole corresponds to Avogadro number of molecules. So within the 1 mole, if I observe, how many molecules are present? Avogadro number of molecules are present. So we can write it as 6.022 into 10 to the power of 23 molecules, okay. So these many molecules are present, 1 mole corresponds to these many molecules. In other words, I can write it as, the kinetic energy is given as 3 by 2 RT. 3 by 2 RT is for 1 mole, 1 mole nothing but 6.022 into 10 to the power of 23 molecules. So, these many molecules overall kinetic energy is this much. Okay. So, now for one molecule what could be the kinetic energy? What could be the kinetic energy for one molecule? 1 mole means Avogadro number of molecules. So, these many number of molecules, their kinetic energy is 3 by 2 RT. So, for one molecule how much? Go for cross multiplication. So, dividing this equation with 6.022 into 10 to the power of 23 will give us kinetic energy for one molecule. So, if I am dividing this one, so I can take it as, or this value let it be x, okay, which is equal to, okay, here I will write it as kinetic energy otherwise, okay, kinetic energy of one molecule is equal to, so this will be equal to this one into this one. So, 1 into 3 by 2 RT, okay, 3 by 2 RT into 1, it will be as it is. So, now we have to divide this one with 6.022 into 10 to the power of 23, right. So, I can write this one as 3 by 2 or what is 6.022 into 10 to the power of 23? Avogadro number. So, I am writing the Avogadro number as Na into T. What we are doing here? We are dividing the universal gas constant R with Avogadro number. So, when we are dividing the universal gas constant with Avogadro number, we get one more proportionality, that is represented as kT. What is K here? We call K here as Boltzmann constant. So, the constant R is a constant, we know that. When we are derived the ideal gas equation, there we have come across the universal gas constant R values, okay. So, R is constant, Na is also constant. What is Na? 6.022 into 10 to the power of 23 is Na, Avogadro number. R is constant, Na is constant, constant by constant. We are going to get one more constant. This constant is represented with the K, okay. K is called as Boltzmann constant. So, here if you observe, that is what we have written. So, here kinetic energy of one molecule of gas is nothing but 3 by 2 kT. So, 3 by 2 kT is per molecule. This is the kinetic energy per molecule and this is the kinetic energy per mole. I think you got the clear idea now. What we have derived so far is the kinetic energy per mole. 1 mole we have taken, per 1 mole this is the kinetic energy, okay. And now if I want to calculate the kinetic energy per one molecule, if I want to calculate the kinetic energy for one molecule, in that case what I have to do? I have to divide this value with the Avogadro number. Why? We know that 3 by 2 RT is the kinetic energy for 1 mole. 1 mole nothing but these many number of molecules. So, these many number of molecules possessing this is the kinetic energy. So, for 1 molecule how much? So, I have to divide this one with these many number of molecules. That is to say that, for example, 100 pens cost this much. What is the cost of 1 pen? So, automatically cost divided by 100 will give the cost of 1 pen. Similarly, these many number of molecule corresponds to this much kinetic energy. So, for 1 molecule how much? So, dividing this value with the number of molecules available in the given species will give us the kinetic energy for 1 molecule. So, kinetic energy for 1 molecule is 3 by 2 kT, okay, and kinetic energy for 1 mole is 3 by 2 RT, where K is taken as a ratio of universal gas constant R and Avogadro number Na. So, R by Na is equal to K, R by Na is equal to K, where K is taken as Boltzmann constant. What is K? K is Boltzmann constant, K is Boltzmann constant. So, in overall if you observe, so this is the equation that we get for kinetic energy of 1 mole and this is the equation that we get for kinetic energy of a molecule. For 1 molecule 3 by 2 kT, for 1 mole 3 by 2 RT is the kinetic energy that we can use, okay. These equations are very essential when we are going to calculate the kinetic energy of different gas molecules, okay. 3 by 2 RT, 3 by 2 kT, RT for per mole of a gas, kT for per molecule of a gas, okay, where K is taken as Boltzmann constant. Then what is the value of K? As we know that K is a ratio of R and Na, so I am taking R value as 8.314 joule per Kelvin per mole. the value you know already when we have discussed the ideal gas equation, there you have come across the R value as 8.314 joule per Kelvin per mole. And here Avogadro number is 6.022 into 10 to the power 23 molecules per mole. So per mole gets cancelled out and we get joule per Kelvin per molecule. So 8.314 by 6.022 is 1.38 and into 10 to the power of 23 is denominator. If it goes upside, it becomes negative, that is 10 to the power of minus 23. So what is K value that we are getting here? K is coming out to be 1.38 into 10 to the power of minus 23 joule per Kelvin per molecule. Okay. So this is how we get these values, and here if you observe, K and R both are constants, and it can be concluded that if you observe the kinetic energy, how the kinetic energy is given ma? Kinetic energy in first case is given as 3 by 2 RT, okay. In the second case, per molecule kinetic energy is given as 3 by 2 KT, okay. So in these two equations, R as well as K both are constants, okay. Therefore what we can conclude? We can conclude that 3 by 2 is a constant, R is a constant, 3 by 2 is a constant, K is also a constant, 1.38 into 10 to the power of minus 23 joule per Kelvin per molecule, okay. So both are constant, we can say that kinetic energy directly proportional to absolute temperature. So kinetic energy of a gas is proportional to temperature T. What is temperature T here? What is T here? T is temperature, okay. So therefore we can say that kinetic energy of a gas is directly proportional to temperature. It depends upon the temperature, it does not depend upon other factors, it depends only on temperature. So if a temperature of a two gases is fixed, their kinetic energy also gets the same, okay. So kinetic energy of the gas depends only on the temperature. This is what we are going to get in this particular case, okay. Since R and K are constants, by taking the two equations per mole and per molecule, the kinetic energies, if you observe, kinetic energy depending only on the temperature. So kinetic energy is directly proportional to the temperature, okay, right. So this is how we can get the value of K, and we can observe the kinetic energy of different gases, how it is going to be depend on temperature from the equation what we have derived, okay. Now let us look at the validation of this particular kinetic molecular theory. As I told you, the Boyle's law, the Charles law, or the Avogadro's law, or the Gay-Lussac's law, all the laws are given based on the experimental observations, okay. So by looking at the experiments, by observing or the results that are obtained in the experiments, they have given the law, okay. And in order to have a theoretical background to those laws, the kinetic molecular theory was proposed, and we got one equation. Now this theory concept and the concept that is given by the Boyle, Charles experimental observations, one side we have experimental observations as a gas laws, other side we have just now derived the theoretical part of the kinetic molecular theory. So this theoretical part should support the gas laws, okay. So in that case what we have to do? We have to derive the gas laws from the kinetic equation. The kinetic equation what we have used just now, the PV equal to 1 by 3 mn c square is kinetic equation, okay. So the using that kinetic equation we have to deduce or we have to derive the gas laws. So if we are going to derive the gas laws from the kinetic gas equation, then the theory is validated. So it supports the gas laws. Then we can say that the theory whatever may be the postulates that are given are correct, and they are going to support the gas laws, okay. So let us look at, can we derive the gas laws from kinetic gas equation? Yes, let us see how we are going to do it. Derivation of gas laws from kinetic equation. Let us consider the kinetic equation. What is kinetic equation? PV equal to 1 by 3 mn c square, okay, mn c square. If we are going to take Na as a number of molecules per 1 mole, that is Avogadro number. Actually what is the kinetic equation? Kinetic equation we have derived is 1 by 3 m into small n into c square. So for 1 mole of gas, this n is taken as Na. So instead of Na they are writing it as capital N. Capital N is also can be used in order to represent the Avogadro number, okay. So if n is equal to Na for 1 mole of gas, in that case what we can write? Already we have observed that PV equal to 1 by 3 mn c square. So this equation becomes 1 by 3 m into Na into c square, or I can just write it as 1 by 3 m into capital N into C square. I can write NA or capital N, both are the same thing. Okay, they are going to represent the Avogadro number, that is 6.022 into 10 to the power of 23. Okay, now we got this equation. And as I told you, it is a mass of a product of mass of one gas to the total number of mass molecules that are present. Okay, one is small m indicating mass of a gas molecule, mass of one gas molecule. Okay, one gas molecule mass is m, and how many molecules we have like that? We have Na number of 6.022 into 10 to the power of 23 molecules we have. So, number of molecules into mass of one gas will be given as 1 by 3 m c square. So, what is m here? M is the molecular mass. What is m here? M is the molecular mass. Molecular mass here we can take it as molar mass. Okay, capital M is molecular mass or molar mass. Small m into n, mass of one gas molecule into number of gas molecules will get molar mass. So, molar mass is going to be obtained. So, instead of n and m we are writing capital M, 1 by 3 m c square. This is equation number 1. Okay. So, multiplying and dividing with the 2 and rearranging the terms, what we have just done, it becomes 2 by 3 into 1 by 2 m c square. So, this is equation number 2. Okay. And half m c square, we know it is a kinetic energy, we have seen previously. So, kinetic energy in that case we have obtained it as kinetic energy, otherwise I will write from the beginning so that you can easily get the concept. So, here what we have done, we got 1 by 3 m c square. Okay. 1 by 3 m c square is equal to RT in the case of the ideal gas, right, and dividing and multiplying it with 2. So, it becomes 2 by 2 into 1 by 3 into m c square equal to RT. Okay. Now, rearranging the terms, we can write it as 1 by 2 into 2 by 3 into m c square equal to RT. Okay. Now, I am bringing the 2 by 3 to the other side, so it becomes half m c square equal to 3 by 2 RT. Okay. We know that half m c square or half m v square is nothing but kinetic energy. Kinetic energy equal to 3 by 2 RT per 1 mole. Okay. Or if I am writing kinetic energy, 3 by 2 is a constant, R is a constant. So, kinetic energy is directly proportional to temperature. So, kinetic energy is directly proportional to temperature, that we have written. So, I am avoiding all these steps, already we have done the derivation of all these steps. So, directly we are writing kinetic energy is directly proportional to the temperature. If you want, you can observe one more time. So, the kinetic equation that we are getting for 1 mole of a gas is 1 by 3 m c square. What is m here? M is the molar mass or the molecular mass of the gas. It is obtained by multiplying mass of one gas with the total number of molecules present in it. Total number of molecules present in 1 mole of gas is Avogadro number. So, Avogadro number into mass of a gas is nothing but molar mass or molecular mass. So, we are writing it as 1 by 3 mass into velocity square equal to, according to the ideal gas equation, PV becomes RT. So, for 1 mole of gas, so I am writing it as equal to RT. Okay. Multiplying and dividing this equation with the 2 and then rearranging the terms. I am bringing the 2 this side and 1 to the other side. It becomes 1 by 2, 2 by 3 m c square equal to RT. Bringing this 2 by 3 to this side, it becomes 3 by 2 RT. So, half m c square is nothing but it is half m v square, mass into velocity square. Half mass into velocity square is kinetic energy. So, we are writing a kinetic energy equal to 3 by 2 RT. Okay. 3 by 2 is a constant, R is also constant. So, we can, I mean, here the parameter which is going to affect the kinetic energy is only temperature. So, how they are related? Kinetic energy directly proportional to temperature, absolute temperature. So, that what we have written here. So, I am avoiding all the steps and directly writing kinetic energy is directly proportional to the temperature. And this is for 1 molecule of a gas, kinetic energy equal to kT. Of course, we can write, if you go for equalizing the total terms, we can write 3 by 2 RT as a proportionality constant K, and you can derive this one. Okay. And we can write PV equal to 2 by 3, PV equal to 2 by 3 kT. Okay. In the previous case we have seen that 2 by 3 kT can be given, okay, and from this equation what we have to do, we have to derive the Boyle's law, we have to even derive the Charles law. Now let us look at the equation. So here if you take actually this should be PV equal to RT for 1 mole, okay, at a constant temperature. If you are here the 2 by 3 is constant, K is also proportionality constant. If I am taking T also as a constant, at a constant temperature the above equation becomes PV will be equal to constant. 2 by 3 is constant, K is constant and T is also constant, okay. Actually okay. So here if we are going to consider, actually this is 3 by 2 okay, 3 by 2, okay, 3 by 2 RT or 3 by 2 kT for 1 molecule of, this is for 1 mole of a gas kinetic energy, okay, or we can use this one as 1 minute. If I am taking PV as it is as 1 by 3 m into n into c square, okay. So in that case we can derive this as 1 by 3 capital M into c square, okay, and if I am multiplying and dividing with a 2, in that case we get mc square. So half mc square will be equalized to k, okay, if it is taken as k, so we can write it as 2 by 3 k into T, okay. So the equation that we can derive in this case is PV equal to 2 by 3 kT only, very good, okay. So we can use it as 2 by 3 kT, okay. So 2 by 3 kT is taken and moreover here 2 by 3 is a constant, k is also taken as a proportionality constant, okay, k is taken as proportionality constant. So k is constant, 2 by 3 is constant, and if we are taking this temperature is also constant, if you are taking temperature also constant, what it becomes, this is constant, 2 by 3 constant, k is constant, T is constant, so total product will be a constant. So PV will be equal to constant. Where we get PV equal to constant, or if in this case if I am bringing the V to the other side, it becomes P equal to constant divided by V, okay. And if we go for proportionality or the relation between pressure and volume, the pressure and volume are inversely proportional to one another. Since they are inversely proportional to one another, that is nothing but Boyle's law. So at constant temperature for fixed amount of a gas, pressure of the gas and volume of the gas are inversely proportional to one another. So the inverse relation is obtained through this particular equation, okay. So here when we are taking PV equal to 2 by 3 kT, K 2 by 3 is a constant, K is a constant, temperature if you are keeping it as a constant, then we can get the PV equal to constant. So when PV is constant, in that case P1 V1 equal to P2 V2, that we can obtain. When we are moving the gas from condition 1 to condition 2, in that case we can take product of pressure and volume under condition 1 is exactly equal to the product of pressure and volume under condition 2. So therefore we can write P1 V1 equal to P2 V2. So when P1 V1 equal to P2 V2, we can get the equation, if I am bringing the P to this side, V is equal to constant by P, and if I are going for the relation between the volume and pressure, both are inversely related with one another. So automatically when number of moles, that is mass of the gas is fixed, temperature of the gas is also fixed, taken as a constant, we can get the value or the equation as V inversely proportional to P, that is nothing but the Boyle's law. So Boyle's law can be obtained from kinetic gas equation. What does it indicate? It indicates that kinetic gas equation that is given, kinetic equation that is given supports the gas laws, the experimental values. Kinetic equation is derived based on the theoretical concept. So theoretical concept supporting the experimental concept. So we can easily derive Boyle's law from the kinetic gas equation, okay. How we can derive the Charles law? Can we derive the Charles law from kinetic gas equation? Yes. So when you look at the kinetic gas equation, PV can be arranged as 2 2 by 3 kT. So 2 by 3 kT, here 2 by 3 is a constant, K is a constant, and at constant pressure, if of course we are not taking temperature here as a constant. In the previous case, PV equal to 2 by 3 kT, there we have taken the temperature as a constant. When you take temperature as a constant, what happens? PV becomes equal to constant. So thereby we have derived the Boyle's law. Now in this case, in order to get the Charles law, in Charles law which parameter is constant? Pressure is constant. So if we are going for a constant pressure, so automatically the equation pressure becomes constant. So 2 by 3 is constant, K is constant. So pressure 2 by 3, K are constant. What are varying? Volume is changing and temperature is changing. And how they are related with one another? So here if I am going to arrange this equation, PV equal to 2 by 3 kT. So if I am arranging these terms in such a way that bringing the T to this side, bringing the T temperature to this side and P to the other side, it becomes V by T equal to 2 by 3 K by P, K by P, okay. So we can get this equation. If I am bringing the V to this side, okay, T to this side and pressure to the other side, so we get V by T equal to 2 by 3 K by P, and here pressure is kept constant, K is also constant, 2 by 3 is also a constant. So we get V by T equal to constant, V by T equal to constant, and if we are sending the temperature to that side, it becomes V equal to constant into temperature, or if we are observing the relation between the temperature and volume, temperature of a gas and volume of a gas are directly proportional to one another. So we can get the Charles law by keeping the pressure constant in the case of the kinetic gas equation, okay. So when you keep the kinetic gas equation, if you take this as a PV equal to 2 by 3 kT and keeping the pressure constant, we get V by T equal to constant, or we can write V1 by T1 equal to V2 by T2. So when we are moving the gas from condition 1 to the condition 2, in that case the ratio of volume to the temperature is constant in condition 1 is exactly equal to the ratio of volume and temperature under condition 2. Therefore we can write V1 by T1 equal to V2 by T2, or V is directly proportional to the temperature. So when we are taking number of moles constant, that is the mass of the gas kept constant and pressure of the gas kept constant, mass of the gas kept constant, pressure of the gas kept constant, in that case we can get the Charles law from kinetic gas equation. So here today as we have seen the kinetic gas equation, how the kinetic gas equation is used in deriving the kinetic energy equation, and from that equation we have observed that kinetic energy is directly proportional to the temperature, and using this kinetic gas equation we even derived the Boyle's law by keeping temperature constant, and we have derived the Charles law by keeping pressure constant for the same kinetic gas equation. So how this PV equal to 2 by 3 kT is obtained? Just try once and observe how we are going to get 2 by 3 kT, okay. So substitute PV equal to 1 by 3 mnc square or 1 by 3 mc square, multiply and divide with the 2, keep 1 by 2 mc square as the kinetic energy, and in that case kinetic energy we get temperature from it. So take it the temperature and substitute, and then we get 2 by 3 kT, okay. So PV will be equal to 2 by 3 kT. So this is the equation that we are going to use in order to derive all the equation, all the gas laws, whether it is a Boyle's law, Charles law or the Gay-Lussac's law, etc. Okay. I think you got the clear information about these things, and we are going to see some more concepts in the upcoming classes, the derivation of Gay-Lussac's law, Avogadro's law as well as Dalton's and Graham's law. Until then, have a nice time. Thank you.